who you are, what you do?
Yeah, sure. My name is Prem Misra, and I live in Detroit, Michigan.
Mhm.
I've been in the corporate industry for the past 30 years, and I think I'm getting a lot of invitations from this group, and I thought I'll join today. I had joined once before, and I'm kind of very interested in knowing what this can lead me to. And
Okay.
I just don't know what this. I am joining this
A
with
good
very
question.
open mind.
All right. Good. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad we're going to be able to answer all of your questions. We got Brandon on. How you doing, Brandon? Good to see you here. I'm going to start off and tell you a little bit about TAG, what we do, why we do it, and then Brandon will jump in and talk a little bit about the training side of what we do at these events and how we help you impact others. Those of you who have been onto the tagtalks.org website, what the title is we help people, and that's really what it's about. So I'm going to tell you, hey, Brian, how you doing? Glad you joined us here. Let me let Felicia in real quick. I usually do wait a few minutes after 1 because a lot of people just get our notification at 1 o'clock and then they start jumping in. So let's give it a couple of minutes. I'll say hello to everybody. Brian, where are you calling in from? Throw it in the chat, my friend. I am in Rockland, California. You can also unmute yourself if you want to. We're going to mute everybody in just a second. Who else? Oh, I just saw somebody. Felicia just jumped in. Felicia, how you doing? I think we were chatting on Facebook. Thanks for joining in real quick. So we've got Brandon, Felicia, Los Angeles. Brian is in Los Angeles. Pinkett. I've heard that name. That's from a movie or something, isn't it? Pinkett. I'm not sure where I've heard that. I've heard
I think of Jada.
Jenga Pinkett. Maybe so. All right, it's 1:03. While we kind of just chatting here where we're coming in from, Los Angeles, Rockland. I know Brandon's in Granite Bay, and I think Mr. Green, you're on the East Coast somewhere. Are you still in Florida, or were you just at an event in Florida when we met? Oh, you're muted. Do I got to ask you to unmute? Hold on a second. Let me see. Sometimes I take.
Dude, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, no, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, Midwest.
Okay, got it.
And so I'm not sure if we met in Florida. We may have met in Florida, but I'm there for the Maxwell International Maxwell Conference
Yeah.
twice a year.
Okay.
So that's a possibility.
Yeah, we didn't meet in person there, but I
No,
think
right.
you called me and a couple of people called me from that conference, just because we work with a lot of John Maxwell coaches and they're coming to our events,
Right.
videos, production, and things like that. So that's cool. Oh yeah, Felicia.
Probably was at the conference when I thought I probably more than likely talked with you away from the conference because when I'm there, I'm so busy when I'm there that I would not have had time to call.
Okay. Yeah, so we must connected after that. I know I had a couple of people call me while they were at that conference. It was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, super cool, man. So, hey, everybody's talking about Tag Talks over here. How do we get on stage? So we
But okay, all right, cool. That's nice. That's nice.
It is.
Because
Okay,
I know quite a few of the Maxwell members are connected with you.
Yeah. We have a lot of great members. I love John Maxwell. He's wonderful. I mean, I love him even more now because we're getting a lot of his team leaders are coming over and they're just gracing our stage, and it's a great thing. So I've been out to him a couple of times just trying to see if there's something that we could do together. Like we're doing something with Les Brown. I'd love to do something with John Maxwell too, because he has team members and things also. I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. Is it Drosella? Am I getting that right?
Yes, Drosella. How are you?
I got it, Drosella. All right. When we were on Facebook, I was so scared to try and say your name. I was like, I'm going to screw this up. I know I am.
I did it. You did it.
I'm glad you're here. There's Felicia. Okay, so we are at 1:05. We are getting also live on the Keynote Speakers Facebook.
On the phone on Zoom.
Let me mute everybody for just a minute so that we can get started here. Mute all. And then as we move forward, if you have questions, we can unmute everybody and get some more questions done. All right, so everybody here that I can see, with the exception of Mr. Carl Green and Brandon, are new. So I'm going to kind of start fresh from the beginning. My name is Raul Lopez Jr. I'm the founder of Tag Talks Speaking Forum. TAG stands for Transparency, Acceptance, and Growth. And it really is founded on sharing personal stories of overcoming some form of a challenge. I got into this industry by mistake. I didn't plan on being an author, a speaker, or a coach. I just got a calling to share my story after I kind of discovered the challenges that I was living through. I just learned that I had childhood trauma, depression, and anxiety, and all these things that were affecting my life. And when I went to start to seek and learn new things, the wisdom, the science of the mind, the body, I found God, these things, I started sharing my story. I was called to share my story with kids in juvenile hall. So as I was sharing my story with kids in juvenile hall, I was sharing my story in churches and in prisons and things, just because that was my background growing up. That is my passion to help. Somebody came to me one time when I was working in juvenile hall. Oops, what happened here? I was trying to let Carl in. Somebody came to me while I was volunteering, I should say, in juvenile hall. And they asked me, they said, how much do you get paid to do this? And I said, I don't get paid to do this. I'm a volunteer. I just want to help these kids. I want to help these kids, transition out of, I figured if I can go in and teach these kids things that I know now that I hadn't known back then, they wouldn't end up in prison. They wouldn't end up living the life that I'd lived. So I'm in there speaking, sharing my story, and they're doing programs with them after I speak. And one of the guards actually said, how much do you get paid to do this? And I said, I don't get paid. And he said, do you know why you don't get paid to do this? And I said, no, why? And he said, because you don't ask. He said, they'll pay you. They'll gladly pay you to do this. And a lot of people come in and they get paid to do this. He said, but since you're volunteering, they don't pay you. And I said, well, I don't mind that. But moving forward, I started to understand that on the outside of a facility like that, people needed the same coaching that I was teaching and that I was training, overcoming childhood trauma, understanding that you had childhood trauma, so on and so forth. So I started writing my book, Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear, and then other books, and started getting on more stages and teaching and training. And people just started coming to me and they're saying, hey, Raul, I love your story. It's such an impact. And I feel like I lived the same life that you did. How can I share my story? They'd ask me a couple of questions. How can I share my story? And then, do you think anybody wants to hear what I have to say? And I would say, yes, they absolutely need what you have to say. And it was interesting because people would say, I have the same life. I live the same life as you, except different. And in the beginning, that was really confusing to me. Like, you live the same life as me, except different. I don't understand that. And I'd had blinds of people after I'd share my story. They really, you kind of build the connection, the emotional connection with people. And I have lines of people after, and they'd say the same thing. I had the same life, but different. And what I learned over the years is, even though their experiences in life were different, emotional pain is emotional pain. So it doesn't matter what happened to you. If you have an emotional scar, if you have childhood trauma, if something affected your life and it's stuck with you, there's an emotional pain there that creates, right, a certain emotion, a certain depression, an anxiety, a fear, whatever it might be. And it's all the same, regardless of what actually happened to the individual. So when we're sharing our stories, we're connecting with people. And if they do have the same story you have, if they do have experienced the same struggles you have, then your wisdom is the key to their prison, right? I always tell people, you're like a tree, and your fruit, the fruit of your vine, is the wisdom for them, right? How many trees eat their own fruit? None. How many grape, anything? No, they don't eat their own fruit. The vines don't eat their own fruit. It's for somebody else to nourish somebody else. So I say to you, and I've learned that your wisdom that you've gained from your good, your bad, and your ugly times is wisdom for somebody else. Because right now, today, this second, there is somebody else in the fire that you've come through. And they need your wisdom. They need your story. They need to understand that they can come through it. I know for me, and I raised my hand first, there were times in my life I never thought I'd make it through what I was going through. I could not imagine making it through what I was living. I thought it was the end. And I thought about ending it myself at times. It's a scary thing, but we make it, and we look back and we go, wow, I understand why that happened now. I got to a point in my life with my teaching, my learning, my personal development, my studying, that life happened for me, not to me. And when we're in that darkness and when we're in that fire and we're ready to give up, or we think it's never going to change, we're in what's happening to me. We're in victim. Poor me. I don't understand. I lost everything. This, one after the other. But when we come through it, we understand, we look back. And we go, okay, I understand the lessons that I learned from that. I understand the strength that I have from that now. I understand that it's God-given and I need to go help somebody else. I need to give that wisdom and I need to share it. So you all have a story, and that's the basis of what Tag Talks is. We share personal stories. What happened? Where did it lead, right? When I had my childhood trauma, I didn't know it was a childhood trauma, but it took me off path, directory of a young, loving child. I hope you all know that kids are the light of the world. They're happy, they're joy. They could care less what anybody thinks. My granddaughter turned 4 years old yesterday, and I put a video out of her, and she was just dancing and jumping up and down and just having a great time, and she can care less what anybody thought. She was just enjoying her birthday, enjoying her life. We are all that. And then what happens? Things happen to us, good, bad, ugly things happen to us, and we start to worry about what people think about us. That's the biggest challenge that humans have. We worry about what other people think. And I know a lot of people, including myself, that we go, oh, I've gotten to a point in my life, I don't care what anybody thinks. But we do. Otherwise, we'd be jumping up and down and dancing and doing everything like you see little kids doing. Because that's life, having fun, enjoying life, right? So understanding that kids, we can still be those kids, right? And I always tell people, remember who you were before society told you who to be. Remember who you were before society told you who to be or molded you into the person you are now. Fears, limiting beliefs, and all that type of thing. Your wisdom can break somebody through that. People are in it right now, not knowing where to go, what to do. They think it's over. They've lost their kids. They've lost their job. So many stories that we hear so many powerful stories at our events. It's life-changing. There's always an impact. It's always connections. You build the know, you build the like, you build the trust, right? And that's on the emotional side. That's on the friendship side. That's on the lifelong friendship side. And then there's a business side of it, right? And it's okay that there's a business side of it, because when I first started in this industry, I just wanted to help. And I said the same thing a lot of my clients say to me now. I'm not worried about the money. I just want to help people. But guess what? I had a full-time job. I was in the corporate world, production manager for a Fortune 500 company. I worked 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week sometimes. And I couldn't go volunteer in juvenile hall because I was too busy working. And my mentor came to me one time and said, what if you sold coaching, right? What if you taught people to do what you do and you got paid to do it? Would that free you up? Because you can make more money in a coaching program, offering a coaching program, writing your books, being on stage, than you will at that corporate job, which paid me really, really well. But it took all my time. So I said, yeah, I understand that. And I started working, and I started teaching, and I started training, and I built this company, Tag Talks. I launched this company in 2016. I built it. I think we did our first event in 2017. Before I branded Tag, I was doing different types of events, and I would name them something different every time, right? Heal the Boy and the Man Will Appear is my primary book. I have it around here somewhere, but it's not just for men. It's my story, right? You have a story. You should be writing a book. You should be sharing that story on stage in books. But when I was doing other events, I did like Unchained Men events. I came and spoke at other people's events. And then I decided to brand my own because so many people wanted to share their stories. I'll tell you a quick, silly story. When I was doing those events, I was doing them with two other people. And when I first started, I didn't know how to build a website, but I built one, right? And it needed to be, you got to pay the monthly fee and all that to build it out. And I needed $75 a piece from the other two guys that I was working with. And I asked them, I said, hey guys, I want to do this. I have this idea. We're going to brand it. We're going to build it. Let's grow this company together. We can grow this thing. And I said, I need $75 a piece from each of you every month. And they looked at me and said, I'm not giving you $75 a month. And I said, I know you're not giving me $75 a month. This is just the overhead. That's it. I'm not asking you for money. This is the overhead of what things cost, and we can build up this brand. And both of them said no. By the time I did my first event, we had done over 200K in the first event. We brought in celebrities. We had these beautiful stages. We brought in millionaires, billionaires, literally billionaires who came and taught at our events. And they saw the impact that we had. They saw the event. They saw the impact. And they both came after that first event. I was like, okay, I want to give you $75 a month now. And I said, sorry, my friend. Sorry, that was to help me get started. We were a team. And you said, no, you didn't believe in what we were doing. Right? And I'll tell you something else. There was a few people who didn't believe in what I was doing, but I did it anyways. There were people who said, that's not going to work. That type of format doesn't work. You look too much like Ted. All of these things. They told me I couldn't do it. And I'll tell you, there's a guy, he's a celebrity status, I should say. I'm not gonna toss his name out there, but I called him for advice before I did my first event. And he was one of them who said nicely, friendly, right? Same industry. You know what, Raul? That type of event doesn't work. I've tried it myself. It doesn't work. And I said, okay, thank you. And I did it anyways. Had a hugely successful event. People sharing stories, huge impact, improving people's lives. That's what it was about. The next weekend after my event, he just happened to be having his event in SoCal. I live in Northern California. He was having his in SoCal. And he called me during his event. It wasn't a John Maxwell event, but I do get people calling me from John Maxwell events too. But this guy called me from his event. He goes, "Hey, Raul," he goes, "Congratulations, man." He goes, "You're a champion." And I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Everybody at my event is talking about your event that you had last week." And I said, "Thanks so much, man." He said, "You know what? I told you that I didn't think it would work, but you did it. So congratulations." So he was very humble, and he's still a good friend of mine now. So I'll tell you, when you're out there with a mission to change people's lives, don't worry about what people think, because it was given to you for a reason, right? It was given to you for a reason. So don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about if they want to partner with you or not. Go out there and do it. Even some people who are ahead of you may look back and go, "That didn't work," but that means it didn't work for them. It doesn't mean it won't work for you. So my portion of this is for you to get out there and share your story, for you to be bold, not to worry, to remember who you were before life told you who to be, for society told you who to be. Be happy, be joyous, know you can help. Have you ever seen a little kid that doesn't want to help somebody? Do you ever see these videos? I remember my daughter when she was a tiny little girl. You know, she has kids now, but she was a tiny little girl. Every time she see a homeless person or she see somebody sad, she wanted to go help them. It was just an instinct, right? Their soul, they're still connected to above. They want to help, they want to serve. Little kids always get what they want too. Did you notice that? Talk about manifestation and creation, right? They get what they want. They're adamant. "I want this, Daddy. I want this, Mommy." They get what they want. So remember who you were before society told you to be. Share your story. Change people's lives. Don't worry about what anybody says. Do what you need to do. Do what you're called to do. I work with a lot of people who call me and say, "I want to do this, but I need to do this, but I've been called to do this, but." Man, it's tough for me. That breaks my heart, because I know they have a calling, but they're scared. They're scared that it won't work. They're scared of that somebody's going to say something. They have to ask their spouse. They don't know what to do about their job. They have all of these excuses just bundled up in their head. Go back to when you were a kid. You didn't care about anything. You just wanted to serve, help, love, be happy, and enjoy life. All right. So my portion for you is to be inspired to share your story. Now, here's the other part. Okay, I'm going to introduce Brandon in just a second, my business partner that we do the events with. The other part is, if you're not ready to speak, if you're not ready to write your book just yet, come to the event. It's 3 days of powerful talks and everything that I'm just talking to you about right now. We teach and we train and we work with you and we help you understand these things. You can literally take what we teach you in these 3 days and go do everything that I'm talking about right now. Become a speaker, write your book, create coaching programs, everything that you can do to go serve other people. Okay. If you're here just to make money, you got to go. If you're here to serve people and make money, stay. Because that's what it's about. It's okay to make money with your wisdom. It's okay to be blessed by blessing others. You need to know that. You are worthy of making money. You are worthy of making millions of dollars. With the right heart, with the right mind, you're serving others. And we're going to show you how to do that. All right. So let me bring up Brandon. He's my business partner. He has an amazing coaching program. We've partnered TAG with his company, and we're really helping a lot of people. We're having great success. The event is these 3 days to be myself and Brandon doing a lot of teaching and training. And then we invite other speakers to come and we create professional videos for them, professional pictures. We put up booths so they can showcase your books. Our events are about building authority and credibility for you. You build the know, like, and trust from the stage. We help you build the credibility and authority. So Brandon, thanks for being here, my friend. I am going to unmute you and take it away. Meet Brandon Heinz, my business partner.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? So let me just start off by saying, without growth, there could be no contribution, right? Without growing yourself, without growing your business, giving back isn't really something you think about a lot of times, right? Because you're stuck. You're in this mode where if I just did the right step, if I just had that blueprint, right? So Raul was talking all about the coaching and the teaching that we do during the 3-day workshop. But I want you to put all that aside and think of it as mentorship, right? What's the difference between a coach and a mentor? I can coach you on all kinds of cool tactics. But as a mentor, I can show you how we actually did it. How I went to my first $500,000 as a solopreneur with one little ebook. How I did our first 7-figure year with one VA and one book. How Raul did 2 million with 2 books last year. How we're about to do it again this year. So during the 3-day workshop, it's not about us coaching you and teaching you the same shit you've heard already. It's about showing you how to put it to life, how to make it work in your business. Because when you find the right mentor, it collapses time frames. It's not that you don't already know everything you need right now. Every single one of you on this call has the gift. You've been given the gift. You have the story. You have the solution. You're great at fulfillment. But you need the blueprint to bring it to life. And no matter where your faith lies, right? I always say that it comes down to 3 key pieces: faith, intention, and association. When you have faith that you're on the right path, that this call has been laid upon you for a reason to share this gift with the person who you used to be, because you're the expert of your experience, right? And when you have faith that you're truly here to do this calling, to bring this gift and share it with the people that need you most, then you need to set that intention to make it your business. To be able to help more and more people and not be afraid to earn an impact changing the world. To be able to earn that impact, to stand before the people, the person who you are most suited to help, the person that you stepped into this. We all started our businesses for a reason. We went out and got that growth. We got that mentor. We got that training. And we started moving towards what we wanted in life. But somehow that wall broke right in front of us, right? It just stood there and said, stop. And sometimes it was us, right? 90% of the times it was us that put that wall there. So during this 3 days, this isn't just about you sharing your story and changing that one person in the audience that needed to hear it. It's about the quantum effect it's about to do for you. It's about changing that roadblock, right? That wall in front of you, and knowing what I'm willing to do to go through that wall and how I'm going to do it. So I didn't come on here just to preach, but I tend to have a moment of just preaching coming out of me, right? I know everyone on here has a gift. How much you've embraced it is kind of what we got to find out during that 3 days, right? How much have you accepted the faith in that gift, set the intention to truly make this gift come alive and help the one closest to you, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And association is the key piece, right? If you want to do, have, and be this leader, you want to do, have, and be this mentor, this person who's changing lives, then you got to start the association of the people around you, right? Proximity is huge. No matter how you look at it, when you want something in life, the more you surround yourself with the people who are doing it, having it, and being that person, you grow. Even if a little bit of the dust just rubs off on you. It's just that 1% of change that's happening. So this 3 days isn't just about you coming to share the story. This 3 days is about you coming and saying, my wall of willing is growing. I'm willing to do this as a business. I'm willing to share my gift with the world. I'm willing to take this blueprint, put it into action so that I can do, have, and be the leader, the mentor, the person just sharing the love. There's one thing that I've noticed and why we teamed up in this program is that you've all been doing it for so long for free. You put your book out because it had to be done. You built your speech because you needed to share it. You needed to release that growth inside of you so that you could grow more, and then you could contribute back to the person that you needed to help. And that's the key piece from this 3 days. Just removing that gap between the two of you and allowing yourself to set the intention to help more people. I've trained thousands of coaches. I've had the Now Academy since 2012, and we've been one of the best personal development brands in the industry. Yeah, there's Fortune 500s that kick our ass daily, but I ain't competing against them. I'm competing against who I was yesterday. I'm competing against that first year when I stepped out and said, I will be this coach and I will do the things that I need to do to have what I want in my life so that I can be the coach that I want to be. So I could be the speaker that gets up there and shares his life and changes the person I used to be, right? So in this 3 days, this mentorship, I'm gonna show you my very first launch. Me coming out, like saying, I'm going for it. I'm going all in as a coach in 2012, and how I hit $500,000 the first year by myself in a little cubicle that I rented from my old office where I did real estate. And I said, this is my calling. I'm here to help A have B. And I'm going to do it over and over to the one who raises their hand first. And I'm just going to keep going. And believe me, there were so many gurus preaching so many different things. And I was like, which one is right? And it's when I sat down and stepped into my faith and set that intention to help the first one that comes to me, the one closest to me each time, and started associating myself into the groups that I needed to be at, elevating myself to a level of people who were out there who wanted to change the world. The impact makers, right? The ones who are best suited to help who they used to be. Every one of you on this call right now, you have a gift. The crazy part is you already have all the resources to bring it to life. You just need that next little blueprint, that next little 3-day training where we really dig in and say, this is what we're going to do from this point forward. No more eyes, no more cans, no more waiting. Just kick all that to the side and say, this is what I'm going to do so that I can have this in my life and be this for everyone around me. So this call today is just to kind of get to know you guys, right? The people who show up at the events are meant to be there. You look at the videos, they're not on the video saying, yeah, it was a great event. They're saying, this was way more than I expected. This is not what I thought was about to happen when I signed up here. I came to share my story, and I grew so much in this first 2 days that the third day I had no choice but to change. The only choice on my plate left was to grow, to contribute more, right? So those of you that are coming out, we love you. Those of you that are in the group right now, we love you just the same, but you got to find that wall right now and say, what am I willing to do to get through it? What's stopping me right now from having what I want? And what am I willing to do from this moment forward? Am I willing to get on that plane? Am I willing to pack my bags right now and get my butt to Dallas? Am I willing to do that? These are questions only you can answer. You've all been to the challenges. You've been to the workshops. You've done enough learning. But when will you take the action, right? When will you stop learning without earning and step into the moment where you actually have a blueprint? And this is not, it's a $97 ticket. What you'll learn in that 3-day weekend, I charge $24,000 for the year to teach. But in that 3 days, I give you the 3 key pieces you need so that you can have it. And if you take it and run with it, that's you doing the steps that needs to be done, right? Every one of you know when you come across something, it's because you needed it. You prayed for it. You had faith in it. And then all of a sudden it shows up. And guess what? At that point in time, it's up to you to make that action. It could just pass right by you. It's happened before. You've seen the opportunity, but you didn't have the faith. You weren't standing in your intention, and you weren't really to associate it at that moment. So why am I here today? If you have the faith and your intention is to make an impact, then income and freedom follows. Mm-hmm. Raul said, if you're just here to make money, you better find a lot of courses to attend and a lot of events to go to and a lot of networking, because making money the hard way is needing to make money, right? But when you have a story and a gift inside of you and you've been called to bring that gift to life that only you can do. There's people on here that have a gift that I can't even touch. I have gifts that some of you can't touch. Raul has a gift that I can't be Raul. 1, I'm a foot taller for sure. 2, I'm about 100 pounds heavier. But I can't be Raul. I can't tell that story. That person that needs Raul isn't going to be helped by me. It's going to be helped by him. That person that needs you isn't looking for me. They're waiting for you to open your mouth and tell your story, and they're going to go, I need that. Because you are the expert of your experience. And that person waiting for you is sitting in our audience.
Mhm.
And it's not about the whole masses, right? My first mentor said, hey, man, you're going to go up in front of that room of 200 people. I'm going to tell you right now, man, 80% of them don't like you. And I was like, yeah, right. You're crazy. 80%. I'm likable, man. Look at me. I'm a likable dude. And he's like, doesn't matter. 10% are going to love you, though. So just to yin and yang you real quick, there's 10% of that room that needs to go where you can take them, and they love everything that you said. I said, what about the other 10% then? And he said, they're going to go there because they feel it, right? They know it's what they need. They may not like you 100%, but they know you can transfer that knowledge right into them so that they can have what they want in life. And that's your crowd. The other 80, let them move on to the next trick. Let them move on to the next hack. Let them move on to the next challenge, the next workshop, the next certificate. The ones that are truly there and have set the intention to help more people will associate in and want to work with you. And that's what I want for all of you guys. There's so many things that you're doing that are the right moments and the right times, but they're not aligned with you, or you're not aligned in the moment. You're so busy with life. Like Raul said, dude, when we were young, I just wanted to be a firefighter. And then I was going to be an underwater welder and a marine biologist, and all these imagination were just going big. And then I had to get a job. Then I had to show up. Then I had to earn. Then I had to pay rent. Then I had to pay my roommate. Then I had to pay the power bill. And all these things got in the way. My imagination just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I no longer knew what I wanted to do, have, or be. I just had to do. And some of us are in that mode right now. That's not what I want for you. So in this 3-day weekend, I want all the handcuffs, all the walls, all the stuff that's stopping you from doing the things that you need to do as a speaker, as an author, as a coach, so that you can be the expert of your experience and help the person that you started this journey to do. We all started our business, and it wasn't because we wanted a high-paying job. We started our business to help somebody. You guys see it all the time. There's a local hardware store in here, and I buy everything from there. I hardly ever go to Lowe's or Home Depot without going there first to see if Bill has it. You know why? I walk in, Bill says hi to my kids, brings them a caramel. He talks to me. He says things to me like, how's your day, Brandon? When I stop for a moment, I say, pretty good, man. How's your day going? And he's a human, right? He's there to serve. He opened the store, not just to sell hammers, nails, and power strips. He opened that store to serve the community. And the same thing with our donut shop, which is literally in the same parking lot. Me and my daughter go there every Friday morning, and she gets a little diabetes donut. She says, oh, Dad, let's go to the diabetes shop. And she laughs, but every morning the lady looks down and says, how are you, Journey? You're getting so tall. And she's always so friendly. There's 3 places that serve donuts. Bill's is definitely the best, but there's 3 places closer to my house. But where do I go? To the human that's there to help, who open their business with a passion. Every one of you right now are in business, and you have a passion to help people. And the more you bring that passion into alignment with who you are, when you step into your faith and you set that intention to create that impact, to create that income, which leads to freedom, right? More income, more growth, more contribution. How easy it is to go down and serve food at the food bank when you're just doing well. How easy is it to tithe when you're just doing well? It hurts when you're not. And the choices you have are limited, right? But when you're stepping into your moment, stepping into your gift, the rest of it aligns. You all know it on this call. I'm not preaching anything that you don't already know. I'm telling you right now why we're doing what we do. Transformation, acceptance, and growth. Every event. So since February, we're on our 6th event. This will be our last one of the year for December. We all see this, right? Social media. I see families coming together. I met you in San Diego. I was at the Dallas event last month. Boom, they're connecting. Now they're going and supporting each other. They're building bonds that are unbreakable. Because why? I heard your story. I felt your heart. I made a friend. I got a lady right now. She met us in San Jose at an event. And she flew out from New Zealand to be in our Dallas event. And 2 people have already gone out to New Zealand to see her. That's a big trek. That's a bond that was built at that relationship. These weekends, I've been doing events at this hotel for the past 4 years before we brought Tag Talk down to Dallas. Nobody left the hotel the whole 3 days. A few people journeyed out for a lunch. They came back and networked together and hung out together, had happy hour together. I saw people praying on one side, dancing on the other. Some of the things that are happening at these events, the association that is happening, has been game-changing. For me, my love language is just affirmation, right? Seeing that and hearing the testimonials and being around these people who are really out there to serve. They're not here just to sell 1 million copies and become some New York Times bestseller. I've yet to meet anybody in the Tag Talk community that ego is too big for their own good, right? They've all been very humble and wanting to help, willing to help. But they're also at the end of this rope right now where it's like no more learning without earning, right? No more sucking in 3 days of knowledge and then leaving there going, that was cool. Let me put that on the shelf over there real quick. Some more shelf knowledge. I'll just let it up there and sit there and collect some dust, and I'll go back to grinding and struggling. No more. No more learning without earning. No more stepping into this, sharing your story, and not coming out with the blueprint to change lives. From one ebook to one speech to one book. You don't need 1,000 people to change your life. You need that next one. And then the one right after that. A simple equation will show you guys, which I learned from old school, Les Brown. TTP, right? Top 2 people. Share your story, talk to people. You want to make more money? Talk to more people. Remember, we're all human, right? The person that needs your help, one of them probably is your neighbor. Still doesn't know what you do. Your message isn't congruent. Your message isn't being spread. Your offer doesn't match. These things that we teach you in this 3 days are for you to open up to be able to help more. The format for the 3 days: talk, breakout session, panels, teaching each day. So each day you will absorb at least an hour of lessons to really move your business forward. You'll hear talks from VIP speakers, guest speakers, panel boards. You're going to hear everything with the same exact theme: transformation, acceptance, growth. Transparency, growth. Acceptance, growth. When you make the decision to have more in life, it just starts coming. What you observe for, you will get. You sit in your negative thoughts for too long, you'll get more. So what do I want for you for this 3 days? Intention. You bring your faith. I want the intention that my job here on this planet is to help the one. Not the 80, not the other 10. It's that one, right? That one in that group that says, I need you. I mean, I think I'm a pretty manly dude, but there hasn't been a Tag Talk yet that I haven't had tears rolling down my face. I've heard some crazy speeches. I've heard some crazy tag formats. Things that I leave there going, that was awesome. what the human can live through, right? When they're willing to change, when they're willing to no longer accept something old, when something old has to die in order for something new to live, and seeing that transparency, that acceptance, and that growth happen in a 7-minute talk, in a 20-minute talk, and seeing the audience just go, that's me. That's the path I need to be on right now. I wish I had the courage to set that intention, to have that acceptance so that I could grow. That's the big piece for me. When I say the key third piece of it is faith, intention, association, sometimes it's just the peers, right? Your colleagues, just seeing that they are literally, they're 4 days ahead of me in their path. And then that one that's 5 years ahead of you, like, that's where I want to be. That VIP right there, that's what I need to be doing right now. I love how they laid it out. I love the format they did it in. I see this blueprint coming to life for me. And now all of a sudden, my faith and my intention have aligned by associating in the right room with the right people at the right time. That's the key to life right now, you guys. When I want more laughter in my life, guess what I do? I go to a damn comedy club. I literally get out and buy a ticket. Old Brendan Burchard hack, right? You want to grow yourself? Buy tickets. You want to get out of the house? Buy tickets. Doesn't matter. Get a funny movie. Go to a funny show. Get a little jazz band. Start getting yourself out with the people who are having fun, and you will have fun. Association. I remember being in a funk, and this little video out of nowhere comes, right? Because the faith, the intention, the right person, the right time, and all of a sudden this little video, a little Burchard on there going, hey, you're in a funk, go buy tickets. Here's a good hack for you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's right. Literally pull my phone up, go to Facebook, what's going on in my area? 2 comedy clubs back to back, Thursday and Friday night. Bought 2 tickets. Guess where I went? Thursday and Friday. And I laughed my ass off. And Saturday morning, I got up in a whole new perspective, right? Pulled myself out of a funk. Association is huge. The power of proximity and being around people who are changing the world. One speech at a time, one book, one conference, one networking event, sharing their true faith, their intention, and associating into the lives of other humans. That's what we need. So once again, I apologize if I was preaching there for a little too bit, but got to hit it home, right? We got to get it home. We got to get this thing going.
You get to the truth, man, and I love it. That's why we're doing so well in this partnership that we have. Everybody who's here on Zoom, I just put my phone number, my direct phone number. I'm not going to announce it because this is going to be replayed, but I put it into the chat. I put it into the chat, so you can text me directly whether you want to get a ticket and just attend and really see what we're talking about. Get a ticket to attend. If you want to speak, text me, let me know you want to speak, and I will get you whatever information you need to get you on our stage. We promote you with our graphics, but there's a lot of fun stuff that we do to help you build authority, credibility, and help you grow your coaching businesses. That's a one huge side of it. And if that's what you're looking for, or if you're just looking to hear some powerful stories, share your story and get it out there, that's the other side of it, okay? All we're talking about right now is the core. I like to stick to the core of our messaging because sometimes I get too much to the business side and I feel like I'm selling, and that's not what I want to do here. I want you to come and share your story. I want you to come and change people's lives. I want you to change people's lives. I want to help you help people. We help people, okay? Yes, huge business side. Yes, I want you to make a ton of money. But first, let's get into the heart. Let's get out there. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. Let's put events on together. That's the key. Don't know how to put on an event? Well, we're going to show you how, and we'll even partner with you in them. Want to get a global events? We got them coming in 2024. Join the team. Whether you come to the audience or you come and speak at our events, whether you showcase your book, whatever it is, come and see what we're doing. Come and feel and see and know and grow.
I'm going to be part of what we're doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
When I tell this story at the event, but I'll give you a brief synopsis. When the branding agent came to me and wanted me to write this brand, and my background in marketing is strong. And I said, guess what? If you help enough other people get what they want, you will have everything that you want. And she looked at me and I could tell she recognized the quote. And I said, Zig Ziglar. She goes, you want that to be your mission statement? I said, yep. Put it right on the front page of the website.
Yeah.
She's like, but what about your mission statement? I said, okay, you want something from my heart? If it ain't fun, it ain't getting done. Put that right below that. And she's like, that's our branding. That's our mission statement. I said, absolutely. If you help enough other people get what they want, you will have everything that you need in life. One, you'll be so fulfilled. You will be so fulfilled sharing your story and changing that person's life who needed to hear it that day. That person who comes and works with you for 6 months, that person that joins your next workshop because they heard that story that day. That's the quantum effect of the universe. What you observe for, you will get. What you call into existence will become. But you have to do it.
Mhm.
You have to do the things that are required of you to have the things that you want in life. And you know what they are right now. But maybe it's just that association of this 3-day weekend that changes the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
But,
All right.
but thanks everyone for being on the call.
Yeah, no, I want to thank you guys. You're spending that last, 45 minutes to an hour with us. I appreciate you guys jumping here on Zoom. I just want to say hi real quick. I see Paula, Amanda, Tam, Darla, Lori. I see you guys all on Facebook jumping in and out. Thanks for joining us here. Again, my phone number is in the chat. Text me. Let me know how I can help you. Let us know how we can help you. Join us. Get you on board. If you're into the Facebook group right now, just in the comments say, hey, give me a call or send me a PM in Messenger and we'll get you going. We're just about 2 weeks out, I think, a little over 2 weeks out. It's time to get your tickets. You got to book your room. We have a room block at the Dallas Renaissance. When you get your ticket, when you join us to speak, you get all of that information emailed directly to you. The dates are December 7th through 9th. So it's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, December 7th through 9th. We start 7 a.m. on Thursday morning, and we go until everybody's had enough. And everybody hangs out. I'll tell you that we hang out a long time and have a good time. Most people are there 12 hours a day, just hanging out between the.
He's crazy. He thinks I'm starting at 7 a.m. You know the doors don't open
I
till.
say 7. I said
Yeah.
on the 7th. We start on the 7th at 8 a.m.
I'm
Sorry
getting
about
up at 6:30. You think I'm walking down there looking like that with my
That's
coffee at 7? Hell no.
that. Text
I'll
me,
see you
call
at
me.
8.
Let's get to know each other. Let's meet you in Dallas. I want you guys all there, whether you just want to attend a great 3-day event, some training, see what we're doing. Everybody who comes and attends that wants to test us out first, always join us. So think about that. Come, get the $97 ticket. Text me if you want to speak. I've got 3 different speaking options right now available. Let's see you there. Okay. We're going to get going now. People are already texting. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you in just a minute. We will see you guys on the next one. The replay we'll go out via email. And then this is also in our Facebook group. If you haven't joined it yet, you can watch the replay in Facebook. Thanks so much, everybody. We love you.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Be
Happy
grateful.
Thanksgiving. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys soon. Many blessings. Talk to you soon.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.